you don't have to hunt with the most expensive gear, um, especially if you're on a tight budget. Just get what you need so you can get out in the woods and hunt. You don't have to spend 10 grand on gear. So.
And we hunt more than most, so if it works for you, it'll.
Yeah, I hunt on a good year. I'll hunt, I don't know, like 60, 70 days a year, and this year has lasted me or sustained 5 seasons, 6 seasons of that. So. Hey guys, Paul Downright. Today I'm going to go over my gear setup. It's really simple, nothing crazy, nothing super expensive. I try to keep everything simple and cheap. Some of the stuff I should upgrade, eventually I will, but at least for last season, this is what I was rocking with. So every single hunt, gotta have your bino harness. I like the Viper HDs, 12x50s. It's not the best if you're in a tight little forest, but most of where we hunt, you can see 100 yards and over, so yeah, I like using that. This is just a Shields bino harness carrier, like 80 bucks. Works good for me, it's pretty comfortable. Got my rangefinder pouch. Had this thing for a while. I haven't had to change the batteries in a couple years, probably will this year, but yeah, this is the Impact 1000. It's worked for me so far. I like to have a little lanyard in case I'm ground hunting or, ground hunting, eye level, small movements, bow in hand, I can just range, drop, and then draw. Doesn't get in the way because it's hanging a little bit lower. So moving on from that, let's see here. I always carry this in my waist. It's just a little Gerber knife. It's just good for whatever, whether I'm gutting a deer, I have to cut something that's in my way. It's just good to have. Especially if you're saddle hunting, I highly recommend always having some kind of blade on you. So Dylan and I started rocking these lights. They're Phoenix. I don't even know the model number, but these things are like the moon. Like, if it's totally dark out, you turn this thing on and you can see really well. It's got, I don't know what you'd call that, but it's got like the wide, like less magnified light.
Flood.
Yeah, the flood. And then you have the moon beam right here. So yeah, we like these lights. If we use this for 2 weeks straight, that'll probably run the battery out. But I mean, if you're just going on a week trip, it'll last you the entire time. It shows your battery level, and then you can also charge like a cell phone from this battery pack. Super handy. I think those were like $220, so they're a little bit more expensive, but worth it in every aspect. So not every hunt. I always have this in my truck, and I don't bring this on every hunt unless I feel like I'm going to be sitting somewhere glassing. So if we're in the prairie or something, I'll probably bring this. This is nothing crazy. It's a really cheap spot and scope. Just the Vortex Crossfire 12x36x50. So yeah, I've also got the window mount, which I've used like looking at duck holes and whatnot if I'm duck hunting. But yeah, if I'm hunting on the ground, bring a butt pad. I've had this thing forever, and it's just nice. If that ground's wet, if there's dew on the ground, pull that out. It's dry. You got somewhere to sit. So moving on to my bag. It's a really goofy setup, and this bag might have cost me $120 5 years ago. And every year I say I'm going to get a new bag, but it's worked just fine for me every single season. So I'm probably going to rock with it this year. It's not good for packing animals out, so I probably will buy a frame pack to have separate in the truck or something. But as far as just saddle hunting, going out for one day and coming back in, this is perfect. It's just a little cheap Cabela's bag, the Elite Scout 1800. I fit all my stuff in here, and I've never had a problem not fitting stuff. It's just a tight fit. So, all right, we're gonna break it down. So here I have my sticks. I believe these are Novix sticks. What are these, like 16 inches?
17, I think.
17 inches. I have 4 of them. I can get plenty high. And one thing I did to these, here, I'll go ahead and break them apart. So I tighten them up every year because if you can hear, sometimes it clinks on metal. So before season starts, I'll just cinch down on everything so that there's not metal banging around. But one thing I do, so if this is the first stick I'm putting on the tree, the rest of them have these little just 550 cord knots where I can hang them on my saddle and climb and take them off as I need them to put them up.
You keep the straps on them, or you keep those in your pack?
Yeah, just how you saw my pack, that's how I keep them. They're strapped up, tied in my pack. Yeah.
Where's your strap to put those on the tree then?
I'll show you. So, next, my platform. This is just a trophy line, I believe. Yeah, just a trophy line platform, made in America. Let's see. It's good. I've never had any issues with it. It's also the only platform I've ever had, so I don't know much different. But I have a little piece of like rubber wire here, so I can once again tie it onto my platform or my saddle. So it allows me to ascend the tree. So I keep all my straps for this stuff in here, and typically how it goes is I get to my tree, and I just throw my backpack down, and then I'll take my saddle out, take my my straps out, and load it up. Quit your barking. Ellie, come here. You pausing?
No.
It's okay.
Got a friend in the studio here.
Sit. Alright. So how you're seeing me show you all this stuff is the same way I would take it out of a tree. So take these out, I just set them on the ground. Take my saddle out. And here, this is my H2 saddle. I've had it for like 4 seasons now, and it's done me really well.
Looks brand new.
H2.
It looks brand new.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I might have washed it once, but I have a little pouch here. In my pouch, tether, just some little trimmers if I need them, and then a bow hanger. Yeah. Check your state laws. Some places allow you to screw into trees on public land, some places don't. But at least on private land, you're allowed to. So, let's see. So, I have found it very handy to always have some just little carabiners or S-clips on your saddle. So like my sticks will go on this side, and then my platform will go on this side. That way they're not hitting each other. Yeah, that's about it for my saddle. Let's see here. So I get to my tree, I take these 2 things out, my platform, my sticks, I put my saddle on. Now I stuff these in my dump pouch, and I've noticed they don't really tangle up, so you can just pull them out whenever you're ready to use them, just like that. Some guys like to stealth strip their buckles. I think it's a really good idea. I obviously haven't done it, but I've also kind of have a method where they don't really bang on stuff. So, yeah. All right, I have my 4th Arrow camera holder. I have the adaptation for my iPhone mount, and then also for a camera. It's nifty. It's pretty light. There's might be better ones out there, but I like this one. You know, you can loosen everything so that it swivels easier. Your tilt mount. Yeah, it just straps around the tree, just like your sticks do. gear holder for if I'm on public land and I can't screw stuff into a tree. I think Tether makes this, but yeah, you just wrap it around the tree, you feed it through, and then you have all these little things right here where you can clip on and they can just hang on the tree. I mean, it's also around the tree like that, so you have all these you can clip on, and they're like sturdy on the tree, and then you can also clip stuff on this. Like I'll clip my gloves or something on here. Yeah. Little back saver for my saddle. If I'm doing like an all-day sit or something, I'll bring this, and just allows you to, well here I'll demonstrate. If you don't have one, everything can get one. I hardly use it, but whenever I do use it, it's pretty nice. Then you just clip this into your tether. Yeah, very nice. All right. Always keep a limb saw with me, whether it's cutting legs off or cutting limbs. It's good to have, or just clearing a shooting lane.
Again, check state laws.
Yeah, check your state laws. Bow rope. I don't always hoist my bow up a tree, but sometimes I do. Sometimes you can, or sometimes I will clip into my backpack like this. Literally just like that. And then I'll ascend the tree that way. Just depends. I won't put it in my backpack if there's a bunch of branches and stuff I'm crawling through. That's when I'll use the bow rope. I have a couple other things I keep in here. Gloves, face mask. I think these are First Light. As you can't tell, I don't really have brand loyalty, but yeah, I like First Light stuff, so I have some of their stuff. Milkweed, probably need to freshen up on it this year. Sometimes I carry this in my bino harness if I'm at like a new place and want to see the thermals or what everything's doing, but let's see. Okay, so that's everything in my bag.
How much water do you carry with you?
I'm just going out for, say, an evening hunt where I'm going to go hunt from 2 or 3 till dark. I'll usually just throw in like 2 water bottles.
Even in early season?
Yeah.
When it's hot?
Yeah, I like to travel light, and I don't like having to pee a whole lot, so yeah, I just try to stay hydrated up to the hunt, and then during the hunt, I'll just sip on a water or 2. And of course, it depends how far back I'm walking. Most of the places I'm within a mile from my truck, so it's not a bad walk. My little side pouch here, I carry trauma shears. It's good to have if you're saddle hunting or anything, and I don't know, say you fell and something caught your leg or something, it's just good to have little shears here where you can cut them. That's it. So, like I said, this works for me. Probably won't work for most people, but it's kind of what I started doing when I started hunting, and I just haven't really changed. I've just kind of adapted a little bit. One of these days I might get better gear, but for now it works. So that's it for my gear that I bring with me to a tree. All right, so now we're going over my bow. I will disclose, I'm not the biggest archery fanatic. I love bow hunting, but I have no interest in going and doing like competitive 3D or competitive target shooting. I just like a bow that I'm comfortable with and I can shoot, 40, 50 yards with. There's way bigger like archery fanatics that I surround myself with, but I'm not one of those guys. So, starting off, let me take this off. So, I've shot Matthews pretty much the entire time I bow hunted. I think I shot a Hoyt one year, but this is the Matthews V3X. I like it. I mean, yeah, it's the 33 inch, which is new to me. It's pretty tall for a short guy like me. I had 27 pound draw, or 27 inch draw. and then 70-pound draw. So yeah, I don't have anything too crazy on here. I have a little CVE Trek sight. This is just a 3-pin. And let's see here.
How long have you had that sight?
So I got this sight last year. I've had this bow for 2 years. I like the sight.
What was on your other Matthews?
I think it was a Trophy Ridge,
Okay, yeah.
and that thing gave me nothing but trouble. Seems like any trip I go on, I get on my truck and like one of these knobs would just be loosened up just because they're really sensitive. Or I don't know, it's like these things falling out, the little eliminators, my pins would fall out. Just seemed like a cheap made sight. So I probably won't be going back to them for sights again.
This one held up?
Yeah, this one held up pretty good. I think I had one hunt where it was my fault, but one of my pins, I think it was this one, came loose, and it's just because I didn't cinch it down. That's my fault. I cinched it down, re-sighted in. I have a Matthews stabilizer. I have a QAD rest, which I actually really like this rest. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said before this, I had a Matthews V3. I think that's what it's called.
27?
Yeah, 27. So way shorter. I killed a ton of deer with that bow. I've killed quite a few deer with this bow. So they worked well for me. I'm pretty comfortable with them. Not terribly heavy. Not the lightest thing in the world. Doesn't really matter to me. So going over arrows. For the longest time, I shot Easton Axis arrows, which they're cheaper, but not gonna lie, I don't really have any problems with them. I like to use the AAE fletchings, or vanes, you could say. But now I'm shooting Rip TKOs, and same thing, AAE Max vanes. I'm shooting iron will collars, and then inserts are iron will as well. So I started out shooting iron will single bevels, 100, 125s. I really like these. You can get, I noticed you can shoot this through like 3 or 4 animals and still pretty sharp, like comfortably sharp. The only thing I kind of struggled with was getting them as sharp as I like them, because I like my broadheads super sharp, which is why I switched over to cutthroats. So these are cutthroats 125 single bevels. They're a softer steel. So I like to hand sharpen these. I'll run through all the different grit sandpapers with a little jig I have and get them super sharp, and then sit there and strop them. Run on my strop for 20 minutes. And you can get these super sharp to the point where you're cutting hair. These aren't sharp right now. But yeah, I like shooting sharp broadheads. Never been a fan of mechanical. I know tons of people kill deer with them. Dylan uses them. They kill deer. I just like the thought of knowing nothing could possibly go wrong from the time it leaves my string to the time it impacts the animal. That's personal preference. I know they make fail-proof ones. I just like to keep it simple, caveman style. Just a big old sharp head on there. So yeah, I killed tons of deer with these cutthroats. They leave a pretty good blood trail. They pass through pretty well. As far as the arrows, last year, they're really good arrows. They fly good, but I did notice they break quite a bit easier than my Easton Axis did. I don't know if that's because of my shot placement. I like to shoulder punch them. So I don't know if it's because of my shot placement or what, but yeah. So Victory, Rip TKOs, pretty good arrows, and then cutthroat heads. I love them. My release. So if you watched the video of me towards the end of the season last year, my release failed. So I bought a new release, and this is just a spot hog release, and it's kind of a different concept than my last one was. So if you push it forward, you put your strings on there, hold it tight, and then as soon as you do that, it releases. So it's, I mean, same trigger concept, but it's just a little bar here that's blocking your string from going. So we'll see how I like it this year. Might love it, might hate it. Yeah. Quiver, use tight spot. Oh, here's my arrow that I broke off shooting at that buck last year. Just a little reminder, but tight spot, I really like it. You know, I usually walk around with at minimum 3 deer arrows, and I like to carry a pig or turkey arrow, or just an arrow for shooting whatever. I don't know if there's a coyote or something. Just an arrow that's a little bit cheaper, and I won't mind if it breaks. I have a iron will wide double bevel. It's a little different than I like, but I've also killed deer with this, and it works just fine. I typically don't run Illuminox on my new arrows just because I have this reflective strip, and if you put any kind of light on any part of this, it just glows back at you. So they're really easy to find. I don't think I lost a single arrow last year. I definitely broke some, but I didn't lose a single arrow. And yeah, I think that's it with my bow. So like I said, I'm not changing much up this year than I did in previous years. So hopefully it treats me well, and we'll see you on the next video.